Fresh snow and ice warnings come into force as storm Gerretti gets closer.
And as Storm Gerretti barrels in Thursday into Friday, we're looking at multi-hazards, damaging winds, heavy rain and significant snow for some of us.
The big freeze beds in. Police say there's been an increase in crashes because of icy conditions. In North East Scotland, communities are told to expect 10 centimetres of snow.
Now, fresh warnings for snow and ice have been issued overnight as the first storm of 2026, Storm Gerretti, approaches the UK. Northern Scotland is one of the worst affected regions, and we're joined now by our reporter Louise Cowie, who is in Aberdeenshire for us. So, Louise, I dread to ask this, but just how cold is it now?
Very, although I think the best word to describe the conditions right now would be dreich. It's the 7th of January and we're now into the 7th day of extreme wintry weather in this part of Scotland, and the result has been this deep snow that's been causing huge difficulties, so much so that a major incident has in fact been declared in Aberdeenshire. The local council says that the region is in line for a prolonged period of significant impact, and that means that communities could remain cut off. So what are they doing? Well, they're redeploying staff from other areas to help with the clear-up operations. So that means that more staff will be helping to clear the roads and the pavements, and they'll be going into communities like this one to help vulnerable people. Now, there really has been a huge impact. Many roads in and out of villages like this one in Aberdeenshire have been impassable. We have noticed a difference so far. We've seen plenty of ploughs and plenty of gritters this morning and much more traffic on the roads, but there's plenty of disruption still on the roads and the rail network. Hundreds of schools across Scotland were closed yesterday. Schools here will remain closed today. As you can probably see, it is now turning a bit more to rain, so we're going to see slushy conditions, which will of course bring their own issues, so no let up in sight anytime soon.
Well, meanwhile, police are urging drivers to take extra care on the roads after an increase in incidents because of the icy weather. Storm Gerretti is expected to hit the country tomorrow and follows a cold blast this week, which saw hundreds of schools closed across the UK and a major incident declared in Aberdeenshire. Alison Freeman has the latest.
Some say they've never seen snow like it in parts of Scotland.
Whoa, and round he goes.
In Aberdeenshire, the council has declared a major incident after it said it was looking at a prolonged period of disruption. Although some signs of respite were showing this morning. The freezing conditions have led to hundreds of school closures across the UK, and there's been disruption for international travellers with cancellations at airports in Paris and Amsterdam. Back here in North Yorkshire, though, the snow has caused major issues on the roads. Some police forces have issued a warning to drivers after seeing an increase in crashes in icy conditions, and recovery teams like this have dealt with hundreds of call-outs in the past few days.
This is typical. As soon as we get snow on the ground, we're on the moors, we're exposed to it all. So as soon as we get snow, it stays there, and there's the chaos.
A warm welcome has been even more important at this cafe in Canterbury, which helps people who are homeless. Paul has had previous experience of struggling in these conditions.
It was awful. I had to actually turn the car on every half hour or so. Right, it's the winter we're talking about. I just turn it on because it gets too cold where, it just comes in.
We see people who've spent the night on the streets or sleeping in their cars. They are cold, tired, hungry, frustrated. We see people really struggling with the practicalities of, staying warm and dry, finding places to eat, and, we see health conditions becoming worse during the cold weather.
Hospitals too are feeling the strain at an already busy time of year. Through there, in urgent care, they're having an incredibly busy time with more and more people coming in with injuries due to slipping on the ice. And with the cold snap set to continue, they're bracing themselves for even more patients coming in for treatment.
It's been extremely busy. We pride ourselves on trying to get our patients through the department in 4 hours, but sometimes it's just unachievable with bed pressures, people are waiting longer for beds, ambulances queuing, and we don't want that. We want to be able to have them through and then back out on the roads to serve the people who need them most.
And whilst the white stuff continues to cause disruption, it has also created a little excitement for this baby rhino at the Cotswold Wildlife Park. But the rest of us are being asked to take care and keep an eye on each other as the cold snap goes on. Alison Freeman, BBC News.
Some people enjoying it. Northern Scotland is one of the worst affected regions. We're joined by our reporter Louise Cowie, who's in Aberdeenshire. And Louise, closing in on a week of extreme weather where you are, and as time ticks by, the challenges change.
Absolutely. We're now into day 7 of the wintry weather, which has been battering this part of Scotland. And the heavy snow has been causing huge problems. As you heard in the report there, a major incident was declared by Aberdeenshire Council, and they have been diverting staff from elsewhere in the region to help clear the roads, help clear the pathways, and also to reach communities which have really been cut off and felt stranded in recent days. So far, that operation seems to be going quite well. Certainly, a lot of the roads that we've travelled on this morning have been more passable, but there has also been a slight thaw, which has meant that some of the snow has melted, and we've seen quite a lot of slushy conditions, which will of course bring with it its own issues. Now, unfortunately, we thought this was probably going to be the worst of it, but that sadly is maybe not going to be the case. A fresh yellow weather warning for snow and ice, which covers most of Scotland, comes into play again tonight, and that will stay in place until lunchtime tomorrow. Hundreds of schools remain closed, and that could be the case for the foreseeable future.
OK, Louise, stay warm. Thank you. Louise in Aberdeenshire.